Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to episode 18 of Walking with Jay.
Yep.
Tonight is a very special on-location episode in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm with my brother and compadre, Matthew Larson. Say hi to everybody
Good
out there.
afternoon, everybody.
We are what we're doing today, guys, is that we're going for a walk. And I get a walk with probably one of the funniest guys who I know.
I don't think so. There's a lot funnier, for sure.
Name two.
Phil Cardinal. He's
And?
one of them. And
Race Holt.
Yeah, Race Oldham, of course.
So let's see, usually we just kind of ramble when we're doing Walking with Jay, and so today will not be an exception to that rule. We're just gonna talk and ramble about whatever's on the top of our mind. Do you feel anxious about being in front of the camera today there, Mr. Matthew?
Not too sure. Just feel like I'm going for a walk
With your big brother?
with my big brother.
All right,
Just gonna say.
let's see, what can we talk about? Well, let's talk about what you and Cameron were working on last night.
Yeah, Cameron and I were working on, I've got an invention that I'm working on that's it's a phone cradle device. I'm trying to get a prototype made for it and doing some design work for it. And me and my son, he was working on some financials, and he was actually programming a
Writing code, right?
writing code in JavaScript on some of our financials. He's a freshman in high school, and he's already got his mind wrapped around all the business aspects of kind of how to run a business. I'm really proud of him. So I'm kind of impressed with what he was able to do.
Yeah.
And I learned a lot.
That's true, and it was cool to be able to collaborate, huh?
Yeah, it sure is.
All right, we just keep walking this way. So, yeah, we're here in sunny Las Vegas.
Vegas.
Las Vegas. It's so hot.
Oh,
All right. Yeah.
It's actually kind of warm. It's not that bad.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you just got to get your mind in the right place, right?
I'm not Andrew. I'm not walking 1,000 miles an hour. Okay. Hey now.
So funny. Yeah, that kid has so much energy, so much enthusiasm. He's built for video as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, he is. He's a gamer.
He's a gamer. He's gonna game.
What is his slogan about being a gamer?
Gamers got a game.
Gamers got a game.
But also workers got to work.
And a walker's got to walk.
Walkers got.
And a blogger's got to blog.
Bloggers got a blog.
Right. Jaywalker's got a jaywalk.
Jaywalking.
It's a different interpretation of walking with Jay, I guess.
Yeah. See, Matt has the better slogan. He comes up with the slogans.
Yeah, the Jaywalker.
Jaywalker.
Which is not bad. Only if you get hit.
Jay Leno had a bit though that you already used that, so I know.
What's that?
Jaywalking.
Ah, did he?
Yeah, so I don't know. You got to be first to market with some of these things, you know.
Well, maybe you could spread off to maybe Jay Leno's fans if you say walking with Jay Leno, maybe.
Or,
Maybe, I'm not sure.
clickbait.
Yeah. Jay Leno, give us your fans.
we just want a few of them, Jay. We know you got tons of them.
Tons
You
of
don't
fans.
need all of them anymore. You're retired.
Yeah.
Whew. I like this. We're in the shade.
Yeah.
Here walking in the park here in lovely Las Vegas, Nevada.
Las Vegas.
Let's see. There's the other thing that I wanted to talk to you and Cameron about. Cameron decided he didn't want to go for the walk with us today, and that's cool.
Little camera shy. Cameron shy.
Cameron shy. But good kid, super smart. And the thing that you guys have been talking about that I kind of picked up on was just being impulsive about doing productive things.
Productive things, yeah. He and I kind of had a conversation the other day about I'm tired of being overweight, and kind of was talking to Cameron about it, and he told me, he said, Dad, you just gotta he's got to be impulsive about working out, about, you know, just getting up and doing it. And you know, and he was talking all sincere, and he was like he was
like
getting
coaching
it.
you, huh?
Yeah, he was kind of coaching me. And then, you know, I was telling him about his schoolwork, and I told him it could apply to your schoolwork as well as oh, there's a little rabbit.
See, and I wish I could flip the camera real
Yeah,
easy.
we can't flip it though.
No, we need some B-roll
Yeah.
of camera, bunnies running around, and then we'll
Bunnies.
just insert it into the.
Yeah, then we'll dress you up like Snow White or something.
Hey, I did that last night. I should...
Had your makeup on and
I
everything,
did.
Lipstick.
Nothing
Ruby
wrong with
red.
that. All right, back to camera.
So anyways, he was,
Let's go.
He kind of gave me a challenge. You know, he gave me a challenge. He said, you know, and I turned it into, you know, it's the same thing applies with anything in life, you know,
Yeah.
where you know, don't wait to do your homework, get right on your homework, don't be impulsive about it,
Right.
you know. So we kind of were talking about it, and we talked about it, and kind of made a little deal that, you know, he was going to apply that same principle to his homework, and I would do it to working out and getting on the elliptical at home. And so that's what we did.
How's that working out for you?
Well, it worked out great for me because I've been keeping on it. So
Yeah.
and then he's having a little trouble on his end, but
He'll get
I
it.
think what I want to show and kind of model to him is that if you take good advice, if you actually take good advice and you act upon it,
Right. Like he gave you the advice.
right? He's the one that came up with the advice, and I was, you know. But if you take good advice, no matter where it comes from, if you take it and act upon it, it could change your life. It could, you know, change you for the better forever. You know.
Absolutely.
And
yeah, I've
so
always felt like Jim Rohn said sometimes all it takes is one idea,
Yeah.
one new idea to drastically change the course of your life. You
Right,
know?
right.
And I totally see how that's actually helping you. I mean, I came down
Yeah,
and you look,
sure.
you dropped how many pounds now?
I'm down probably about 18 right now
18 pounds. That's
from when I started, but yeah,
Yay.
weight's been always a difficult thing for us Larsons, I think.
Oh
So,
yeah. We're
but,
kind of genetically predisposed to
really proud of
packing on the
Linda.
pounds.
I hear that she's doing really good. She's losing some weight. And Jeremy said that you're looking really good. I haven't seen you lately, Linda, but
We love you.
yeah, I'm
Shout out.
super proud of you. Super happy. I miss those days that I was working with her at the youth center, and
Oh yeah.
we were always together. Seemed like a lot more than we are now. But yep,
You miss your sis.
yeah, really proud of her though.
Yeah. You're awesome, Linda. Okay, and so if you had to trademark that formula that Cameron came up with,
Formula,
what would
yeah.
you call it? You would call it impulse.
Well, yeah.
If you were write a self-help book,
Yeah, maybe impulse to greatness, maybe.
yeah, impulse power, full ahead, or something
Yeah,
like
impulse
that.
power for greatness.
Love it.
Just, well, so Nike's got that.
Well, so
slogan,
often,
just do
yeah,
it,
go
right?
ahead. Just do it,
But
yeah.
then what happens to slogans like that is they become cliche, I think.
Yeah,
They
for
lose their
sure.
meaning because you hear just do it and it's just a Nike slogan. But
Yeah, for sure.
but it's the meaning behind that is kind of what the challenge was for me.
Basically, it is just do it though, right?
Yeah,
What
it
you're
is.
talking about.
Yeah, it's usually you just make up your mind, you get up, you know. 'Cause I think I don't know if there's probably a lot of people that sit around and ask themselves, what is it going to take to get up off my couch and actually do the things that I need to do?
Right.
And
Well,
the answer is just
do it.
You got to get up.
Get
and,
that impulse
and-
power.
and
We don't
get-
want to use the "just do it" slogan, but I
No,
mean,
no.
because that's a cliche. So we got to come up with something
Right.
better.
Yeah. Just do it now.
Now,
Yeah, just do it now.
Yeah.
Don't wait.
don't wait for it.
Just do it.
Well, here's the thing: it's that you're talking about impulse power, but wasn't it in line with? Didn't he say something about? It's the same impulse that you have to go eat a bunch of cookies, or you have an impulse to
Yeah.
to watch television or whatever, right?
Sure. Or to
And it's just what you're trying to do is just kind of reappropriate that drive or whatever, right?
do
You're
the
just
things that you need to
redirecting
do,
it.
Yeah, I think everybody, I don't know. I don't know if I speak for myself when I say, it's hard to be motivated to do the things that you're supposed to do. But then sometimes when you do all the things you're supposed to do, you get really wore out because there's a lot. Just running a household and everything else, there's a
for
lot
sure.
of stuff to do.
And that's something that I'm finding out lately too. I just went to a mental health conference and they talked a lot about holistic wellness, you know, and so it's like all these different areas that you can work on in your life to have this balanced life, you know, whether it be physical fitness or nutrition, stress management, all of these different things, you know, finances, relationships, all of these different areas where that there's an infomercial for all of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Sure there is.
Because those are human needs.
Yeah.
But I think for me, it's just like, I know I can't master all of them,
Right.
but I can dabble in some of them and work on them, and I don't have to be perfect at it. Like I can, for instance, I set up that habit stackers thing.
Yeah.
And I'm trying right now to build little habits in those different areas.
Right.
But if I mess up a day or if I skip a week or what have you, at least I gave a try and tried to put some emphasis on those areas. And I think every little bit helps, and you don't have to be a perfectionist. You don't have to get everything exactly right.
That's what's kind of hard too, is when you give something 100%, then the time that you give 100% to that one thing, then the other things in your life
kind of
tend to wane, if it's attention to your spouse or anything else,
Right.
So it's all, like you said, it's the holistic approach is what you're talking about. I think is a healthy way to go about it, and to be able to say, to turn and do things that not only that you want to do, but do those things that you don't want to do.
Sometimes, and that's the hard part. Is doing
balance
those.
it out.
Yeah.
Holistic life.
Holistic, like whole rather than part.
Yeah, whole rather than part.
But there are different theories about it. Different people go about it different ways. Some
Sure.
people say, hey, let me just focus severely on this one habit that I want to just ingrain, and I'll do it for 21 solid days and think of nothing else, and then hopefully that'll become second nature for me.
Right.
There's different ways of doing it.
I think my biggest hope for anybody would be that I think anybody listening would have the things that they struggle with, as far as things that they
Go
know.
this way so the traffic is.
Sure. Things that they struggle with that, I would just say that, to overcome struggles or weakness, and to not be burdened by them, I guess, to the point where you can't function.
Exactly.
People have depression. There's no sin in depression. There's no, there's nothing wrong with being depressed sometimes, but to work that in a way to where it doesn't have mastery over you, where you allow yourself to have that moment of depression, but then you get on and you're able to move on. But, and that all takes work, just kind of how you're working out things with yourself as well.
What's funny and what's kind of interesting about that is there have been times with my depression where I've tried to work it out and tried to figure it out, and it's just hard to get leverage on it.
Right.
And so I found that it's usually in the times when I'm not feeling depressed, that I can start working on stuff that hopefully long term will keep me from staying depressed as long the next time or what have you.
And I think that goes around to doing the things that you need to do and keeping up on that when you can, instead of not acting on the things that you know you need to act upon.
Yep.
And then, because I think all of that is a vicious cycle, because you get discouraged because you didn't do the thing that you wanted to do.
Right.
Because you were lazy
absolutely.
or whatever.
Or how about the times when you set these awesome goals and you work on it, and you all of a sudden you get on the scale and you haven't dropped a pound or whatever.
Exactly.
And you're like, whoa, it's so much easier
Yeah.
just to be in denial and say,
Yeah.
it's,
Yeah.
I am who I am.
Yeah.
I'm
Just a
gonna
big
have this.
boy.
I'm just a big guy. This chocolate muffin. I
Yeah.
bring that up a lot because that's kind of
Chocolate
my
muffin.
addiction.
Yeah.
One of them. Oh. Anyway, how you doing, brother?
Good. Am I walking too fast? I
Nope.
mean, I don't want to.
Oh yeah, because he's in so much better shape than I am. You are though. You've been doing the
No,
elliptical.
yeah, I've been doing the elliptical. And the one thing I found out about that too is, you know, is you want to be on it as much as you can, but if you're on it too much, or because I always tend to overdo it.
Why?
Because once you start, this is kind of in my nature to just go full on and overdo it sometimes. But then I've got to be really careful of injuring myself or whatever. But so I'd kind of listen to my body. If I go 3 days and my legs just are sore, they need time to recover, and it's being smart enough to be able to you know, to not exercise that day or whatever.
Yeah.
But and not be so militaristic about it, but at the same time just kind of have it one of those things that you just do,
Right.
and it's just kind of a lifestyle change thing instead of you know. So if you take a break because you don't feel good and your legs are sore or whatever, take your couple days off, but then you got to get right back on it.
Yeah.
And that's the hard part.
How
right
do you
there.
keep yourself motivated when you don't want to do it?
Well, sometimes I just don't do it if I don't feel like doing
For
it.
sure.
But usually it's because, you know, my body's telling me. Now, when I feel fine and I just don't want to do it, that's the thing that we're talking about right now, about
Yeah.
just doing the things that we should be doing but don't want to do, and
Right.
you just got to overcome that, whatever that is. If we could just get past that and just put one foot in front of the other and just do it.
I think that's the thing too, and just recognize that it's a one day at a time thing, you know. And one of my favorite lines that I use is what I like about life is that every day's a do-over. If
Yeah.
yesterday kind of stunk, then today you can do something a little bit different and
Right.
make it a little bit better,
Right.
you know. And so
Yeah.
if you're here, then you're here,
Yeah.
you know. So
Yeah.
I don't know.
So I think I'm kind of to that point where you know, getting back on the elliptical, I've taken a couple of days off, a few days off, and I need to just Monday morning or Monday after work, I need to just to have it be part of the
Get back on
routine
it, huh?
again. Yeah.
Get back on it.
So, but that's where I think in those moments, that's the key to success and all that, is to, you know, because I've
Avoid-
always struggled with not being consistent with things, and that's, I think, why I get so stuck in a routine and I don't want to break the routine no matter what, because I know that if I stop,
Then it's over.
Then I'll stop for good.
Right, for sure.
But
And another thing that I think we're both concerned about is, like, when the more you work out, probably the better you start feeling over time.
Sure.
And the easier it is to do the workouts.
yeah,
But then there's also that risk of injury. And once you get
Sure.
injured,
Yeah.
how many times has that derailed your program?
it's derailed me several times.
Me
because
too.
I feel too confident. You know?
Maybe that's overconfidence.
Yeah,
huh?
it's overconfidence.
In what your body can handle.
Yeah.
So cool. All right, brother.
Hey, not tomorrow. You guys are
So we are here in sunny Las Vegas, Nevada,
Yeah.
and it looks like the soccer game's just letting out. So we got a crowd of people around us.
Got a
We're just
gaggle.
we've got a gaggle. There, so
ton of soccer players. Well, if you wait them all, maybe.
a ton.
Might be a ton.
Oh man. Well, I'm looking forward. We're gonna do some music probably here later on today.
Yeah, sure.
That's one of the things that I like to do for stress reduction.
Yeah.
What about stress reduction? Do you think much about that?
I think stress reduction, getting enough sleep, that really helps with your stress reduction.
For sure.
When you don't get enough sleep, I think that's.
How much sleep
That's
did
enough.
you get last night?
Oh, I got 2 hours. Cam and I were up. He was.
They were
doing that
hustling.
JavaScript on the computer, kind of showing me his amazing talents,
Yeah.
and I didn't want him to stop. So
Don't
I
stop.
stayed up really late.
Yeah, so we might just kind of chill out tonight. May not be
Yeah.
any music made. Who
Maybe
knows?
not be. It'll
What
be
a-
what we intend it to be. I
It'll
guess.
be what it'll be. All right. Well, we usually do these about 20 minutes long. Do you have any, if you had to ask the viewers of Walking with Jay a
Yeah.
question, what would you
Oh.
ask them?
Well, okay. Well, my question to the viewers of Walking with Jay would be, and if you guys could leave a comment on this, and if you're watching this for the first time, you guys please subscribe. He's got he's starting to get subscriptions now, and he's really happy about it. But if you watch this video and like it, please subscribe to it. But the one thing I'd have you ask in the comments is
Or answer?
or answer, if you had a question, I'd ask him, what is it like? Gosh, I don't know.
Okay.
I'm trying to formulate a question.
Do you have a
But
question
I-
for the viewers? If you say, hey, what would you, anything,
Question for the viewers, I would say.
would you be interested in?
Oh, my question would be, yeah, send me your money. If you have a lot of money, my address. No, but I would say, my question is, do you enjoy Jeremy's candidacy, or candidacy, right?
Yeah,
Is that how you
sure.
say that?
Forthrightness.
Forthrightness on the struggles that he goes through, and I'd like to hear and see, if you guys have a comment or anything, share with Jeremy kind of how his struggles and the way he deals with his struggles, if it impacts you at all. Just let him know, reach out to him, let him know that, because a lot of times Jay calls out for empathy. He just doesn't feel good some days, and then man, just the people, his YouTube, his Facebook friends and people around him kind of gather around him, and he's developed quite the little
Support network.
support network. And but I think what's beneficial is solutions for each other, and Jeremy's he's searching, and he's working on finding solutions for bipolar and everything else. But and if you're struggling at all, if any of it sounds familiar to you, reach out to him and let him know, how it's affected you, how his walk and his openness to you has affected you or helped you or made it easier for you to cope with your own situation. So
Cool.
that's what I'd say.
Oh, thanks, Matt.
It's more of a, I don't know if it's a
It's a question and a
comment,
call
or-
to action, really.
Yeah,
So,
call to action.
well, awesome. Thank you, brother. I love you.
Love you too.
And we love you guys, and God be with you. And
Yeah. Go
listen to
team.
these yeah, go team. Woo! Woo! All right, take care. We'll see you on the next episode of Walking with Jay.